Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming to another video. All right, so I was debating on whether or not I make this video because neither one of these teams are my team, and I am really very much focused on the Lakers and what we're doing. But I was sitting here watching highlights from the Phoenix Suns and the Denver Nuggets, and of course, I had also been trying to catch up on Denver just as a whole. So, of course, watching those two teams, Phoenix and Minnesota, duke it out with Denver helped me understand something that they can both help one another out. How? By swapping centers. Ayton for Gobert, man. That made all the sense in the world. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what? Yeah, Denver exposed to probably a million different people who think just like me that there is a way out for Minnesota. uh, and it is by way of Phoenix. Neither one of these teams have any future assets, so they're not going to be asking each other for no picks. You can get that out the way early. Neither one of them really have young talent they'd want to swap for one another's, so that's something you can get out of the way early. So they're probably going to just have to do business with one another and swap these contracts straight up. Well, straight up doesn't work because you have the $8 extra million, but you can throw in a few extra players to do that. I think Landry Shamet will get that done. Combination of several other guys at like $1 million or $2 million. I think that they got scattered around on their bench could help make up the $8 million. I'm pretty sure that wouldn't be too difficult to do if they wanted to get a third team involved. There's a lot of things they can do. But the upside to that for both teams is you get out from under whatever it is that you would consider a problem. Gobert would be a problem because of everything that you just went through with Gobert, for one, and two, his contract is just an anchor to the Minnesota Timberwolves in ways that Ayton's contract wouldn't be at all. You can get Ayton to Minnesota and see yourself either keeping him and having him running with Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, as to which that's a more young kind of exciting kind of core there, or that leaves you the ability to see Ayton as a more retradable piece than Gobert is right now, because I don't really see anybody else that would dare take on Gobert's contract. Now, why would you take on Gobert's contract if you're Phoenix? Well, you get out from under DeAndre Ayton, who obviously doesn't want to be there anymore. And you know that because everybody knows he doesn't want to be there anymore, and his contract is a bit inflated given the fact that he hasn't really played that well in these playoffs. Not too many people are going to want to get rid of him unless you attach something to get rid of him. And as we said, you ain't got no picks. So if that part of the equation is still in place and you can kind of forego from having to attach anything to get rid of DeAndre Ayton, assuming that nobody would want to take him at the price that he is, and assuming that you would get lowballed just in general, based on his desire to probably be elsewhere, and that being understood, you probably ain't going to find too many places you can trade him while still getting back what you need. Now, Rudy Gobert. Now, Rudy Gobert is a player who, at his age, I think he's probably like 31, 32, maybe something like that. You can see pairing up with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, and you will be able to have those contracts aligned with one another, just like Ayton's does right now. But you would be getting Ayton up out of there and bringing in a center who could also kind of help with the front court stuff that Ayton's supposed to be doing, rather than bottom out, letting Ayton go. Now, some would say they got a future center already in place in Jock Londale, but I don't know if that's a better option than maybe Rudy Gobert for them, given the fact that would make it so that you have kind of a little more what's going on with Kevin Durant, to make it so that he doesn't have to do as much defensively. He doesn't have to think about trying to weak side defend or block shots or anything like that. And it just gives you a little more of a full team, slipping Gobert in there defensively in place of Ayton, who Ayton did some things defensively, but not nearly as much as you would expect Gobert to do. And again, he matches the contracts and the timeline and all that, and he comes in as a fresh face. It helps you get out from under DeAndre Ayton without having any issues with lowballing or anything like that. Now, this would be considered lowballing given the fact that Gobert is a contract that nobody wants, but you figure you guys are helping each other in this situation, because Ayton in this case would probably be somebody that would be a little difficult to get rid of at cost. So that's really where my head is. I don't know if this is the greatest option. I'm pretty sure if you fish around, you could probably find other ways of moving these pieces, but this is just kind of a way that kind of floated into my mind as I was watching Denver and realizing that Denver was having no problem on either one of these guys. Neither one of them, and both of them would probably like a change of scenery, and both of those teams would probably like to move on from these two guys. So, um, if push comes to shove, this is probably the easiest way to do it for both of them. So that's what I got to say. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.